I want you to imagine that you have just prepared for the best beach day possible. You check the weather, it's going to be 80 degrees, your friends, your family, you guys all planned out rides. Most importantly, you planned out who's getting what for food, right? You get to the beach, you're all set, and then immediately it starts pouring. Like, I mean, absolutely pouring for hours and hours. You're stuck in, the place that you're staying at, and it seems like your beach day is completely ruined. You weren't planned for it. You didn't plan for it, but it happened. And now we have to figure out what we can do with our time. Luckily, you brought some food. You prepared for that, so that's good to go. Now, the reason why I introduced this story is because this is much like planning a budget in your family. And that's something that I really wanted to talk today, because being newly married and just purchasing our very first house, this was something that I really needed to buckle down on. Personally, in my own life growing up, I never actually had a budget set for me. My parents were pretty strict on where the money went, but we never actually sat down as a family to really discuss, where is the money going, how much of it is going to where. So today I wanted to show you guys how you can create your own family budget. I am so excited for this because I feel in my own experience of learning how to do this, I've learned a ton. Now, family budgets do vary depending on your circumstance. For myself and my husband, we don't have any children. We do have a dog, and he is accounted for in our budget because those are monthly expenses that we have to make. But you're gonna have to customize it based on your lifestyle. Also, if you're living in an apartment, rent is a little bit different. Your utilities may differ from actually having a house. And that's where my husband and I really had to make that change in the switch in our budget. And last but not least, budgets can change. We have to prepare for those stormy days where we're not 100% sure if we're going to have that, amount ready for an emergency. Based on a 2017 report done by SNN, this was in their kind of like their financial section on their website, I read that Americans on a whole just aren't great savers, to the point where almost 70% of us don't even have $1,000 in the bank. Furthermore, almost half of Americans claim that to cover a $400 emergency, they need to borrow the money or sell something quickly to round up the cash. Pretty alarming. And now at first you think $1,000, that's a lot. But when you put it on a budget, it really isn't. You find that the money is really going to things that you need if you're planning for it accordingly. So first things first, make a list. What do you have to pay month to month? Now those are your absolute necessities like rent, utilities, gas, cell phone, car insurance. If you have car, you have to make car payments too. Power, any kind of rent, credit card bills, anything that needs to be paid that is an absolute obligation in your family. And I'll show you guys my budget as well. And then importantly too, figure out how much you are making month to month. Now, the sweet spot of knowing, am I going to have enough? Am I overspending? Do I have a little bit more wiggle room? That really will depend on yourself and how your family is doing with income. And just know that if you really don't have, I want to say like more than $200 of just disposable income after you create your budget, I would just probably make some adjustments with that. And then last but not least, try to set up like your grocery bill, your gas bill, children, your allowance that you allow yourself and your partner or your family, each person. So this is what our budget looks like. So you can find these Excel sheets pretty much anywhere online, and like I said, you can always change these based on what those bills are that you have to pay month to month. What are those things that you actually have to spend month to month? So, and make sure, this is the critical part, make sure you're actually writing down where the money is going. Don't just go, oh, I just spent a little, like $5 extra than I needed to. Don't do that. You have to stick with your budget. And that's where I failed a lot. So let's prepare for the stormy days. Take initiative. Look online to create that budget. Make that list. Sit down with your family and figure out where the money is going so you guys can prepare for a rainy day. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave a link down below to the Excel file that I have so you guys can use it at home as well. Thanks for watching.